Okay, good morning, folks. Welcome aboard and welcome to the new show. Now, this is an Indie Truck Davies show, going out on the Two Davies channel and going out on my Facebook page. So, the new format, I will be reviewing the news headlines, and sometimes that can be quite a task, but this time it was a doddle. I have to say, I set myself 4 hours to write this one, and it took me all about an hour and a half, to be honest. Now, because the newspaper headlines are already in public, there's no copyright infringement if I stick the odd one or two up on the screen for you to see. So, for example, let's have a look what we got. The first story up today, and we'll get to that in a minute, is for the Scotsman. But before we get there, welcome aboard, everybody. Nice to see so many of you there this morning. And it's Indie Truck Davy out the truck and at home in his office, as I am always these days. And I'm in Salisbury, North Lanarkshire, where it is a bloody chilly 12 degrees, overcast, a wee bit misty, absolutely dreadful. But that's the weather forecast for Salisbury, North Lanarkshire. If you want to know what the weather's like where you are, look out your own bloody window. Right, let's get into it. The Scotsman, SNP holding Scotland back, claims Sarwar. Okay. Now, what we've got here is Poverty Pie, the poverty creator. What a great thing to be if you're a Labour leader. Poverty Pie Sarwar says Scotland's bursting with talent, bursting with energy, bursting with potential, but requires new leadership and ideas. Ideas? The man's no allowed ideas. He's a branch office fucking manager. New ideas. Oh, and also, apparently, the new irrelevant non-entity Governor General of Scotland, Ian Murray, tells the Scottish people the only way out of poverty is growth. Wow. You know, Labour keep talking about growth, but I'm not sure where we're growing into. We've shut ourselves off with all the international markets that have any meaning to us. And the latest figures say that the economy is in fucking decline. Growth, says the Governor General, Mr. Murray. No wonder nobody pays any attention to him when almost nobody knows who he is. The wee non-entity. But let's get to what they're talking about here with growth. Now, the same neoliberal politics has been in play since the 1980s. That's 50 odd years. And it still hasn't dawned in these fucking half-wits that the only way to grow your economy is to invest in the economy, invest in the people, invest in their health, invest in their education. Because a happy, healthy, well-educated population is productive and attractive to worldwide employers. These people are economic illiterates. But for 50 years we've been hearing the same shit. And it still hasn't worked. Right, let's take that down. So, that's the Scotsman for us. What else we got? The Times goes with good times ahead. If we take them, says Rayner. If we grasp the opportunities, says Rayner. This is they're trying to be a wee bit more upbeat than the way they've been recently. We're telling us that hard choices are ahead. Thank you very much, Momo. Thank you very much. So, she's trying to be a wee bit more upbeat while slapping them all at the same time. And that's the Times for you. Where we go? The Eye. The Eye's got Reeves urged not to return to austerity. Return? What's this return shit? Where the hell's the I newspaper been for the last 14 fucking years? Austerity's never ended. And Labour just made it worse. They've condemned 250,000 more children in 2024 into poverty. And now they're going to freeze fucking grandma this Christmas. Wow. Where the fuck has the I newspaper been for the last 14 years? Well, by the way, folks, if you've never watched an Indie Truck Davy broadcast before, hold on to your fucking hats, YouTube. Because this doesn't get any better. So if you don't like your aunt and you don't like the odd sweary word, this is the wrong fucking show for you. Don't return to austerity. That's the trade unions urging. Reeves noted it. Return! The fuck's this return stuff about? Wow. Oof. Right, the loony rag, the Right Wing Express, goes with even Labour's own backers want fuel cut scrap. And this is the news that the trade unions are set to rebel at the conference over scrapping the winter fuel allowance. Now, as we know, this Labour government hasn't got off to a very good start. 10 weeks in, the sleaze is even smellier than when Boris Johnson was in office. The rot comes for the top with the Sue Gray arguments and the chaos in the cabinet. And of course, the clothes scandal, the freezing of children, the starving of children, the freezing of grandma. But it hasn't started well for us, Mum. The Starmer's ratings down the tubes, and it appears that trade unions are about to rebel. Anyway, that's in the loony Right Wing Express. Just tell you, this one was dead easy today. It was so easy. There is nothing to write here today at all. It's all Labour conference. And it's just the same shit. You know, I'm 57-year-old. I've been following politics since I was a nipper. And I've been hearing the same shit from progressive governments all my life while I've watched terminal decline get faster and faster and faster as the boom and bust cycle gets shorter and shorter and shorter. Fucking nuts. Absolute nuts. Right, the Metro. The Metro goes with sleaze, overshadows Starmer's victory parade, red flags at Labour conference. And we're not talking about red flags for socialism here. We're talking about red flags for corruption. Sleaze. You know, we've had minister after minister tell us it's okay for these billionaires and millionaires to buy gifts for our politicians. Fucking truth is, they're not our politicians at all. They are the employees of these millionaires and fucking billionaires. And Starmer and Reeves were handpicked by the state and the financial sector to hijack the Labour Party as they financed a conspiracy against Corbyn. Don't you believe me? Look at the Labour files in Al Jazeera. Have a look at Double Down News. These two Muppets at the top of the Labour Party were put there by the state and by the financial sector to keep the status quo or to do their fucking bidding. So they were. And it hasn't taken them long to get moving. That's for sure. But that sort of rounds up this 10, 11 weeks of this new government. Change was what they screamed it is. We're the change that's needed. We're the change that's driving more poverty, driving more death, And they're the change whose idea is the more they kill, the less the state's going to pay you. They're another party of small state. They're economic fucking illiterates. And the people will suffer. The people will suffer. But when you've got people in charge, like we've had for the last 50 years, who don't understand the basics of a market economy, while claiming to be neoliberalist free marketeers, it's fucking mental. You see, I don't know how many times I've got to explain this to the stupid out there, but I'll do it one more time more. We live in a market economy. If we Mrs. McGlumfer hasn't got any disposable income to spend doing the shops, to buy a new sofa, a new telly, a new bathroom, a new kitchen, then the fucking market collapses. But what do we have? We have these economic fucking illiterates making sure there is no disposable income in the economy so that the market can grow. We've got the Bank of England, interest rates that high. Companies are no investing. The cost of borrowing is that high that anybody that's got debt has no disposable income. Market contracts. This isn't fucking rocket science. This is the fucking very basics of macroeconomics when you have a market economy. People don't have disposable income, market fucking fails. This is the basics, and these fucking idiots don't understand it. Wow. Oh, what's the Scottish Daily Fail got? Huh? The Scottish Daily Fail. Now Rayner hires 68,000 vanity photographer. Deputy Prime Minister splurges on public purse while telling Grandma to freeze in her fucking hovel this winter. Hey Rayner, I've got a newsflash for you, Madam Deputy fucking Prime Minister. You're not that fucking pretty and we don't want to see that much of you. So put the 68,000 back in the public fucking purse. Be better spent in nursery kids or feeding fucking primary school children. Wow. Fucking 68 grand for somebody to follow her about and snap pictures there. Fuck's sake. What, you're telling Grandma she's going to freeze in her fucking house this winter? Telling 10 million grandmas. Fucking bams. As I said, folks, if you've not watched one of these before, hold on to your hat. The cab of the truck might not be here, but the guy that's behind the wheel is here. And it's just the same stuff. Funny enough, I've been talking about the same stuff for the last fucking 8 years. 6 years in the cab of the truck on Facebook, and 2 years on fucking YouTube. Yeah, nothing changes. Right, what's the national? Well, I think we'll stick this one up, actually. I think we'll stick this one up. Screen share. What one's it? Ah, that's it. Orwellian defence of UK arms sales, says the National. And this is the news that David Lammy, one of the front bench ministers who was financed to get where he is by the Israeli lobby, tells a fringe group, trying to justify the continued arms sales to Israel at the conference, that it would be silly to stop selling weapons to Israel because then they'd be defenceless. And if we stop selling them the weapons, they'd buy them for somewhere else. Margaret Mackay. Let's hope we Mrs. McGlumfer survives the winter. Well, we'll do our best to facilitate that, Margaret. You know. So we will. Anybody who's called, they can always drop by my house. The heating's out fucking on. But anyway, as I say, this is all about Lammy, Zionist and bought and paid and under the control of the Israel lobby try to justify continuing to arm a regime which is committing a genocide against the Palestinian people and who is trying to, and whose leader, Benjamin Netanyahu, Bibi I think they call him as a nickname, is trying to widen the conflict in order to stay in power. And he's trying to drag the West into the conflict with him. Anyway, let's take that down. There is no justification for to continue to give weapons to a regime which is absolutely breaking international humanitarian law, who is absolutely carrying out a genocide and colonisation of the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. These are undisputable facts. In fact, the UN has recently ruled that Israel's occupation of the occupied territories is illegal. By the way, and in case you didn't know, South Africa have dragged the UK, Germany, and America into their genocide claim against Israel, saying that the US, the Germans, and the UK are complicit. And I don't think there's any argument there. Thanks to the last government and this government, you, me, and everybody on these islands is complicit in the murder of Palestinian people, because our governments are supplying the weapons to the Palestinian people. And that is bloody unforgivable. And I am angry about being complicit in the death of all these children because of the actions of the UK government, the previous one and this one. Right, let's move on. The record. Well, the record hit dumps the Labour Party conference, and it goes on. 160,000 cab bill for 999 patients. Fury over cost of asking taxi drivers to plug gap in emergency services. Now this relates to the Greater Glasgow, and Clyde area. I dare say there's similar things going in the other health board regions. But this idea that there's fury, no, actually, there's no. Especially no amongst cab drivers, that's for sure. Because we are in a shrinking economy, cab drivers and the emergency services are all under strain. And that's basically because there's no money floating about. So contracts with the NHS for cab drivers to pick up non-emergencies, lower class 999 calls, and take them A&E. It's good for the economy, because as we Mrs McGlunfer can't afford a taxi anymore, something's going to plug the hole, or that taxi driver's going to be out of job, and his family's going to go hungry. But more importantly, there are people phoning 999 who don't need to phone 999. They could be phoning a bloody cab to get to the A&E. And this article sort of highlights that. It doesn't highlight the fact that there's a big gap in the emergency services. That's funding that does that, and cutting of funding which does that. But what it does show is there's a lot of people out there who could phone a cab to get to A&E. They're phoning up the NHS 999. They're being triaged. They're being graded on the level of how quickly they need treatment and what sort of transport they need. And then they're receiving that transport to get them to where they need to be. Whether that be a taxi or whether that be an ambulance. Still means that our health service is free at the point of need. Because if you can't afford to get a taxi, no, don't worry about it. We'll come and get you. We'll get you to the hospital. We'll make sure you're all right. And that's healthcare, free at the point of need. And that's how it should be. Obviously, you know, the NHS could hire a fleet of cars and a fleet of drivers to go and do this work. They already have that, actually. Obviously not enough, though. Thanks very much to my new books and pens. Now, that doesn't go to new books and pens, and that goes to the food banks, as you know. Folks, if you're new here, as you know, all the funds that we make for the channel go to food banks here in Scotland. And at the end of this month, it'll be Inverclyde. Sorry, that was this month, it was Inverclyde. Next month, it'll be Western Bartonshire. Okay. So if you know where that, thanks, Ange. Anyway, 160,000 for a year in the west of Scotland. Glasgow, the biggest city and biggest council area in the whole of this country. Not bad, that's cheap. Really cheap. You know. Right. The sun. What's the sun go on? The sun goes on. Dance floored. As Strictly Figures bomb. Now, as you know, folks, I don't watch television. This popular shit means nothing to me. But apparently there's a programme on the telly called Strictly Come Dancing. And apparently it's been very popular over the last few years. I've even heard it myself. Anyway, according to Rupert Murdoch's rag, The Sun, this popular television programme's not as popular anymore. Not as many people tuned in for its launch this season. Alright, I think we'll put the star up because you know how I like a wee. You know how I like a star. Thanks, Alistair. You must be a multi-millionaire because every time I go into a channel, you're spending money, Alistair. Right, let's see if we can find the star, shall we? Here we go. Trump Mars colony. The future is orange. Make me prez and I'll sort with Musk. So apparently Donald Trump, if he becomes president, is going to build a colony on Mars, and he's going to do it in conjunction with Elon Musk. I love this star. Star's fucking brilliant. Best comedy rag out there. It's an absolute comic. But I have to say, when I used to do it for the truck, the Star's headlines would always put a smile on my face, because that's right out there. That even makes the loony rags, the Daily Fail and the Express look pretty normal, actually. So, but the Star, I love the Star. Best comic on the newsstand. Trump going to build a colony. It's just another wall, isn't it? Going to build a colony in Mars. Brilliant. You got to love the Donald. You've got to love the Donald. Well, folks, that's the first one under our belt. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it entertaining. And folks, if you've never watched one of these before, sorry about that. Davey likes a good rant, and well, there's always enough entertainment in the papers to give me a good rant. Oh, I missed doing the paper review, so I did. I forgot how good it was. Just to get it all off your chest first thing in the morning, you know. Brilliant. Anyway, I haven't seen any Facebook comments. I wonder about that. This bloody thing will go public. I could have sworn I made it public. Why is it called Facebook comments? It's public. Yeah, well. Guess Facebook guess it's too early. Oh, there you're there, Melanie. First Facebook comment. Bye, Davey. Brilliant. Thanks, Melanie. Anyway, that's the first one out of the road. Now, we'll see you all this afternoon for the Two Davies, where we'll be talking about other subjects. I mean, they say this is just in the morning for the headlines. Obviously, when things settle down a wee bit and we start getting some proper headlines with a wee bit of research could go into it, But as I say, it's just the Labour Party conference that's in the papers this morning. And that's in the English rags and the Scottish rags. So there was no need to do a comparison. And it's the same all the way across. Bad news, sleaze, bad news. It's almost as if Bojo, Truss, and Sunak haven't gone away. They've just been replaced by Starmer, Reeves, and Rayner. Except for we've got 3 fucking clowns in the one cabinet this time. There's 3 one leading the circus at a time. We've got 3 of them. God help us. Anyway, that's it for the day. Be back tomorrow, 10:30. Day it all again. See you then, folks. Share this around. Thanks to the mods and thanks for your contributions to the Food Bank Fund today, folks. We'll be back at 4 o'clock with the other Davy. To do the Two Davies show. It's not quite one of these, but these will get better as we get into it. This is only day 1.